Am I the a-hole for not wanting to get back with my now ex-wife? Sorry for being a little long, but the backstory is important. My now ex-wife and I divorced roughly 6 months ago. Recently, she's been asking me rather frequently to move back in, to do couples therapy, and if we can start dating again. I keep refusing to do any of the above. Now to the reason we divorced and why I'm not interested in getting back together. 6 years ago, she had her first affair. We had been married 2.5 years. I decided to do what I thought was the right thing and tried to save the marriage, going as far as accepting all the blame she placed on me for her actions. The following couple years were rocky, but we managed to find some peace and mostly mend things. 2 years later, my father was diagnosed with cancer and eventually lost the battle. I spent the following months focusing on my marriage. I spent as much time with my father while I could, and supporting emotionally my mother. Fast forward 6 to 8 months, I noticed my wife started to withdraw, started acting differently, and started going out with friends a lot more than normal. I suspected she was cheating again, but I couldn't find actual proof. Flash forward to last fall. She comes back from a weekend with friends and says she wants a divorce. I agreed because things never were the same after the first affair, and she had been acting distant again and doing the same suspicious actions as before. Once we filed and the wheels are in motion, we had a lot of conversations about the previous years, and as suspected, she had been cheating off and on for the last 3 years. This brings us to the present, where I now know most of the truth and refuse to be with a serial cheater. She keeps saying that's not who she is as a person, that I'm giving up on us/her, and that she regrets everything she's done in the past. It's really messing with me mentally. I feel like an a-hole for putting myself first for once, and I feel like I'm being selfish. I guess I'm just really looking for some unbiased opinions. Am I the a-hole? Edit. I can't keep up with all the comments here, and honestly didn't expect this much interaction. I'm going to answer some common questions. 1. Why did I even post this? I guess I was having a bad day and second-guessing myself. Yes, I know how crazy that sounds. 2. Do we have kids? No kids, just a very old dog that's been there the entire relationship. 3. Why haven't I blocked her? Because I was trying to be civil and not completely lose a best friend. I know she doesn't deserve that title after everything she's done. I also still have belongings in the house, and getting a storage unit isn't in the budget right now. Also, all my family and friends live in another state, so keeping stuff there isn't really an option at the moment either. Now for the top comments. Not the a-hole, not even close. Only way he's the a-hole if he stays with her. OP is an a-hole for not initiating the divorce himself. You're not the a-hole. Prioritizing your well-being after enduring repeated betrayal is essential. Your ex-wife's actions show a pattern of dishonesty. Protect your peace and move forward. You deserve better. She worked hard earning her serial title. If this is not what she is as a person, then what is she? Not the a-hole. Yes, put yourself first after being emotionally and mentally damaged in your marriage. You have beautiful life potential ahead. Make it a good one. Remember when you made yourself small and insignificant, going as far as accepting all the blame she placed on me for her actions? This did not make a difference, so try something else like believing you matter. You have value? She made a career of feeding you, you don't. Reset this BS of feeling selfish. Best to you. Also, love the giving up on us argument from the person who cheated and initiated a divorce. What was she doing when she decided to cheat? Pretty sure it was to give up on the marriage. My thought is the guy she was cheating with decided he didn't want to be with her any longer, and now all of a sudden, she's had this epiphany to try and save or rekindle the relationship. Not the a-hole. 100%. The other guy was married, talking to lawyers, going to leave his wife and kid. Shocker it never happened. A few months later and she's knocking at my door. I'm not falling for it again. Next story. Am I the a-hole for refusing to leave my girlfriend to be with my wife? My wife and I have been separated for 3 years. Before that, we were together for 10 years and married for 9. I loved her very deeply and we were very happy. We had our children who are 12 and 10. After the children, the intimacy became something I had to beg for. She never initiated it and it got rejected 99% of the time. At first, I would say something and she would say I was nagging her. Then I asked her to go to marriage counseling, and in one of the sessions she just snapped and said that we have our children now, so what is the point of doing it? I give her that she seemed to regret it immediately when she said it, and said it was just a joke because she felt cornered by the therapist. She tried to disprove her own statement by paying me attention, but it only took a week for her to go back to her old ways. That's when I decided I will drop the whole subject. I thought when she wanted it, she could talk to me. This was 8 years ago. We never had sex until about a year before our separation. I told my wife that I wasn't happy and wanted change, and maybe marriage counseling again and therapy, but she was dismissive. Said that I was nagging and why couldn't I just be happy? She was happy and didn't think we had a problem. I did love her still by then, so it was hard for me to leave because we often leave when the love is gone. It took me a year to put my affairs in order, and I told my wife that I was leaving her. I found a rental near my house so we can co-parent easier. I started meeting women for casual sex, but 2 years ago I met my girlfriend. She is amazing in every aspect. I realized that I have true feelings for her very early on, but we kept our relationship private for a while. Everything was good and everyone was happy. Now, I have made my relationship public, and a week ago I got a call from my mom and she asked me to visit her. She told me that my wife wants us to start counseling and therapy and reconcile. I wasn't sure what to tell her because I have never told anyone the reasons for our separation. So she called my wife, and my wife was there within 5 minutes, like they had planned this. My wife said that she promised to make changes and that she has been thinking about it. She loves me, and we are a family. My mom said I was selfish for throwing away my daughter's mother for a woman. Then my mom left to do shopping for dinner, and my wife came on to me and tried to kiss and touch me, and said that she was willing to give me what I wanted and start counseling. I backed away because I felt like I was betraying my girlfriend. I got home and I told my girlfriend everything. She didn't say much more than I should make this decision myself. She probably feels guilty for standing in the way of children getting their family back. But I don't love my wife, and I don't want her pity or doing things for me. I want my girlfriend who wants me and gives me herself willingly. But now this turned into me choosing a woman over my daughters. Your girlfriend is not standing in the way of your daughter's family. You tried and suggested a lot to save the marriage, but it takes two to fight this and your wife didn't want to. So, not the a-hole. Seems like your wife didn't think you would actually find someone else, and now she's love-bombing you to keep you from divorcing her. Yeah, she said something along those lines. Yep, this is love-bombing. You will literally go back to the loveless relationship after a month of her faking it. Your children will be okay with y'all divorcing. Please stay with your girlfriend and move on. Get the divorce. Your daughters living in 2 happy homes is better than living in 1 unhappy home. There's even science that backs this up. People staying just for the kids are insane, and it will only affect them in a negative way. Rather that they get 2 happy families than 1 miserable. There won't be different than before, maybe longer than a week this time. But the only reason she wants you back is because she sees that you are happy and she's not. You've been separated for 3 freaking years. Why haven't you filed for divorce already? Especially after finding your new girlfriend. File the papers and stop sitting on a fence. Main reasons, unless OP says differently, are likely 1. He will get severely over financially in a divorce. Like worst case scenario is loss of 70 to 80% of his income and loss of half his present assets, not counting the house she will stay living in, plus legal costs. 2. He may not have wanted to make waves for the kids, since being divorced wasn't directly necessary for him. 3. And/or he was afraid to lose most of his custody in a divorce. 4. Just inertia. Many, if not most people, generally don't like to shake the boat and make waves without good reason. Now he has a good reason though. Next story. Am I the a-hole for breaking up with my girlfriend after she went to a festival with her male friend? I, 25 male, was together with my girlfriend, 25 female, for 1 year. Both me and my girlfriend have opposite-sex friends, but there is this one guy that I am uncomfortable with. My gut screams this guy was waiting for his opportunity. Everything he did, the way he acted, just screamed satellite guy to me. We had previous discussions about him before, and my ex-girlfriend just said, he is always like that. Fast forward to last week. My ex-girlfriend told me they want to go to a festival event together with this guy. There is a band they both like, and they would want to go see them and have fun in a different city. I told her that I am not comfortable with her going to the festival with this guy. Plus, most people rent a tent during the festival and stay together in one. She said she will go there regardless, as it's just a friend and they want to see the band live. I wanted to propose going together with them, but I was not available that time. I told her that I'm extremely uncomfortable with the idea of her going to the festival with this guy. We had a small argument, but she brushed it off. The same weekend they went there and came back this Monday. We don't live together with my girlfriend, but she had clothes at my place. I packed them and delivered to her on the same day. I also told her I broke up with her and wished her the best of luck. What happened afterwards was not pretty. There was a lot of crying and screaming from her side. She asked why am I breaking up with her now, and should have told her I was going to break up with her if she went with a guy. I told her it's not healthy to give ultimatums in a relationship. I just stated my boundary and how uncomfortable I was with her going to the festival with this guy. In the end, she breached the boundary and I decided to break up with her. That's all there is. I blocked her everywhere, but she's trying to reach out to me through different phone numbers and texting me. Nothing happened between them there. I did not even imply something happened there, but okay. Am I the a-hole? Not a-hole. You handled that correctly. You didn't give her any or else or ultimatums. You told her you were unhappy with the decision, but did not try to force her to do what you wanted. She chose to do something she knew would be upsetting to you and was detrimental to your relationship. It sounds like you handled this the best possible way. Not the a-hole. I agree with you that OP handled it well. She brushed off his legit concerns. She prioritized her fun over her boyfriend. OP was not saying every guy or no friends, just the one sketchy guy. And she is clearly attached to the guy. Maybe she will learn a lesson for her next relationship. Yes, it was just that particular guy. He tried to get sexual on the first occasion with my girlfriend. I literally caught him trying to caress and grab my girlfriend's thighs when they were drunk. Also, he treats me as if I'm his enemy or something. Gets flirty with my ex-girlfriend all the time and just an overall satellite guy. It seems like you got a lot of guys' responses, but I'm here as a woman to back them up. Not that they need it. But coming from a different perspective, you're not the a-hole at all. Boundaries exist for a reason. She didn't respect yours, so she's gotta go. I agree with the person who said had you just let it slide, she would have done it for the rest of the relationship. Good on you, and stay strong. You did everything right. She did everything wrong. The end. Opie did everything right, but I'm not convinced she did everything wrong. If nothing happened at the festival and they are just friends, then she just crossed his boundaries, sure, but that makes them incompatible. It doesn't make her wrong. Yes, it does. She's in a relationship for a year. Not a huge amount of time, but enough to say they are clearly established. She went on a solo trip with a guy that she knows, let's not pretend here, is attracted to her. That's inappropriate and disrespectful. Also, people like to act like cheaters or these devious people that overly set out to cheat. It isn't always like that. How many marriages have ended because someone said, "We're just going out for drinks. There will be other people there." Putting yourself in a position for bad things to happen doesn't guarantee it will, but avoiding trouble is the best choice. Not wrong for going, but wrong for being mad that she was dumped for crossing a boundary. F around and find out. Last story. Am I the a-hole for leaving my girlfriend after she got a dog? Hello, I'm 25 male and my girlfriend is 23 female. We've been together for over a year and we generally have a great relationship. She's funny and kind. However, yesterday when I got home, there was a golden retriever in our house. When I asked my girlfriend whose dog it was, she smiled and said, "Ours." I wasn't sure if she was joking or being serious, so I kept asking whose dog it was. She kept smiling and saying, "Ours," and then proceeded to say the dog's name. I don't really remember what she said her name was, since a lot was going through my mind. She even told the dog to say, "Hi, Dad." I told her that she couldn't be serious right now, and she replied, "Why?" with a big smile. I didn't say anything else and just left the house and went to a hotel. At the beginning of our relationship, I had told her that I don't like dogs and can't be in the same room with one. Even when I see one in public, I put a good distance between me and the person walking the dog. I told her if she ever wanted a pet, she would have to get a cat or something else that is not a dog. While at the hotel, my girlfriend called me a couple of times but I didn't answer. Then she texted me saying that I was overreacting and that my fear of dogs is ridiculous. She said I should at least give it a try and live with the dog for a while, and that she and the dog would help me overcome my fear. But I never asked to overcome it, and honestly, it never bothered me as long as there were no dogs in my house. I never got bothered by one in public because I always put a good distance between me and dogs. I've never even petted a dog before and never will. I ignored her messages and just went to sleep, as I wanted to decide what to do when my head was clearer. I don't want to be the guy who says it's either me or the dog. She clearly likes dogs and I don't. So I was thinking of just breaking up with her even though she has been amazing throughout the year. Am I the a-hole for wanting to break up with her over this? Now for the top comments. Not the a-hole. Even if you love dogs, she needed to discuss this with you before getting one. I've heard one of my friends who called her husband randomly one afternoon and was like, "Hi, what do we think about adopting another cat?" They already had two, and like bunnies and geckos and stuff. The husband was like, "No, we already have enough pets." And my friend was like, "Okay, well, I already adopted one and we're on our way home." Always thought that was a bit crazy. Not the a-hole. I'm a dog lover, but if my husband said that he absolutely was terrified of dogs, I wouldn't bring one home. It's not even about the dog at this point. It's the fact that she completely disregarded your feelings/boundaries and basically expects you to suck it up. It doesn't matter if they are both dog lovers. They both need to decide and talk about getting any pet. OP, your girlfriend is not a partner. She doesn't seem to understand that on big decisions. I think it's fair to say it's the dog or me. Not the a-hole. Not the a-hole. Even if you didn't have fear of dogs at all, she had no right to make such a huge decision for your household without even talking to you about it. This adds a huge layer of responsibility to you both. And since she knew it was a hard limit for you and did it anyway, I didn't see where she found the audacity. You're not making her choose between you and the dog. You're asking her respect your long-established boundary and fix the mistake she made. If she feels comfortable making unilateral decisions on this, she'll do it again on other things. Hey, I just signed a lease for us on a new apartment. Don't be silly. You don't need to see it first. You love it. Oh hey, I just got pregnant. Yes, I went off birth control 3 months ago. Don't be silly. You love the baby. Oh hey, I just invited my aunt to move into our house because she did not have a place to stay. And when you get mad at her for not even consulting you, quit being controlling. Sounds like you are also married to my wife. Sounds like you might need to unmarry.